to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. We got a full cast with us today. Happy to have everybody here with me. Antt with two T's. You already know what it's going to be. Zittel on the bottom, for me at least. And then we got my man, comedian Na'im Lynn.
Well, that didn't sound right, bro.
What?
On the bottom.
He said bro on the bottom.
Yeah.
It don't matter. God damn it.
Hey,
Y'all already know what I'm going to do.
Hey, Sean's so out of the loop. He probably don't know what that means, Na'im.
Y'all already know what I'm gonna do. I don't know half the shit going on in this world at the moment. I know some of it though. So, but I don't give a damn. I'm gonna be me no matter what.
Oh man, I ain't mad at you, Shawn.
All that being said, I want to get right into it because I feel like we got a full show and with everybody on it, it's a lot of. Now I gotta be careful with everything that I say.
No, go ahead.
Bro. Just don't say he on the bottom no more.
I had something to say about Miles, but we gonna leave it at that.
No, keep going.
Listen, I wanna recap real quick. I was in Philly. I salute to Philly, man. Philly shows mad love. Nah, I know you. Are you from Jersey?
Yeah, but I did a bid in Philly.
Yeah, I know. I know he was in Philly for a minute. He did a bid in Philly. He was in Philly for a minute.
It was like jail. That's why I called it bid. I went to college there. I stayed there for a total of 11 years.
Temple, right?
Yeah.
You did all 11
Bill
at
Cosby,
Temple?
right? Bill Cosby?
Come on, bro. Come on, man. Don't do that.
You did all 11 at Temple?
Nah, man. I went to school for 6 years, and I stayed in Philly until I moved to LA.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, though,
Shawn Porter, Bill Cosby, greatest black dad, TV sitcom. He has to be.
Yeah,
like, it don't even matter.
Yeah,
No. Cliff Huxtable is the.
There you go.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
And the Parenthood too.
Yeah,
we can't forget about my man from the Parenthood.
Get the fuck out of here, man. What's that?
What
was he? He was a superhero or something retarded.
Yeah, he right for everybody. He's still doing his thing. What's his name? Nah, you know.
Robert.
Yeah. Still doing
Hey, Shawn,
I'll chime in. As far as movies goes, Furious Styles, great father.
What was that?
Furious Styles.
Boys in the Hood. Come on. And Furious was cool. He was cool.
Yeah, he was a lot. He was cool though. He
had little balls and shit. He was rolling.
That was like get in that car, Na'im. So shout out to Furious Styles. He did well.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Na'im. My dad's dead and gone now, but Shawn knew my dad. He was more like the Friday dad.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That was my dad all day.
Shawn Witherspoon, 100%. 100%.
Who would you compare your father to, Shawn?
Hey, hold it.
Yep.
What? Friday after next Friday.
Bingo.
DC. Yeah. DC Curry. Yeah.
Oh, Mike Epps' dad in the movie.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's good, man. But listen, all that being said, though, because me and Kenny have had plenty of conversations about that. So we already. But listen, man. All that being said, I just wanted to shout out real quick, Briz and his barbershop. Let's Get It Cut barbershop. We went in there with the plan just to do a podcast. I had gone in there. Shout out to Brad, man. He hooked me up with Briz. Briz got me right for a weekend that I wasn't expecting to be in Philly. I had to get clean real quick. He got me clean. And while we were in there, we were talking, and he was like, I told him, I said, yo, I'm going to bring the podcast in here next time I come back. Because I knew I was going to the Browns game this weekend. And he said, hey, man, don't say you coming back. You ain't coming back. So I looked at him. I said, man, I just looked you in your eyes, and I told you I'm coming back. He said, this Philly, that don't mean nothing. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll make sure that, we put things together. We went in there with the intentions of just doing a typical barbershop episode that we've done in the past. And it evolved. Shout out to DDA. We've launched, of course, the WBGC, the World Boxing Gaming Community.
Yep.
That is our gaming boxing league for the Undisputed game. And we had our very first match for the sake of words over there. I'm still trying to get used to how real these gamers feel this stuff is. And I want to, again, salute them and give them respect, because if it's real to you, then it's real to everybody else. You know what I mean? So they put that down the other day. It was fun watching these guys go back and forth and have a game. We had the Burger Man, and he was top. No, it's out there. And he was beat. He was beat by Dope Son this past weekend. So I wanted to shout them out as well. And again, man, just give a lot of respect to Philly, a big boxing community out there, and they show me love. And last thing I'll say about Philly, it has a bad rap, and I haven't seen that bad rap. Everybody they call it the concrete jungle. I know about it being the concrete jungle from fighting against them guys, but everybody says be safe when you're out there, because you really got to be safe. But man, they show love when I'm out there, and they show all the respect that I get everywhere else. So shout out to Philly, man.
Yeah, Philly ain't that bad. I got a lot of good friends that are from Philly. I mean, my guys that I work with, Spank and Kev and Wayne. So Philly's a cool city,
Yeah.
It was called the city of brotherly love for a long time.
Yeah, now, it ain't that shit. That's one thing that it's not.
Hey, who's more famous, Kevin Hart in Philly or Rocky?
I know Rocky is definitely more famous than Joe Frazier, which is unfortunate, but
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Yeah. I don't know. Philly, they're fair weather fans. Well, I mean, they ride for their team, but they will boo the shit out of their teams too.
Yeah.
So Kev is due for a hot booing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He hasn't been booed yet. Hey, he ain't been booed yet?
Nah, not yet. But he's due for one. And it's not gonna be at a show.
I tell you this. Also, one more thing too. He said ain't gonna be at the show. Damn. Then where's gonna be at?
He might come up on the jumbotron or something at a game and the crowd.
I got you.
Like that.
Yeah. I have my bucket list is to go to every NFL stadium. And I know that they're building one in England as well. So eventually I'll be going over there for that. But I have just X'd off the link. Got into the link yesterday. I had a great time in there. Probably the loudest stadium I've been in. But this is what I found funny. When things weren't going their way, they set their ass down. And they wasn't saying shit for a long time. But as soon as the play come, and I was like, yo, that's the difference that I could say with Browns fans compared to any other fan. We gonna be up out our seat, win, lose, rain or shine. We gonna ride for our team until the final, at least to the last 5 minutes, and then we start making our exit. You know what I mean? But I said, man, it was a fun stadium. The moment I walked in, it was loud. People was loud before the game even got going. And then, as the game had its roller coaster ride, you could definitely see the fans had a roller coaster ride along with it. But I love going to away games, and I appreciate being able to get into the link, man. I had a lot of fun over there.
Did you have on a Browns jersey?
Bruh, I'm walking in, right? And I telling my wife while we were walking in, love, this is going to be fun. Because some of the most fun that I've had have been at away games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking in, and somebody looks at us and says, "God hates the Browns." And said it like it was just a fact of life. I was like, yo. And my wife is extremely God-fearing. I'm God-fearing, but my wife is like extremely God-fearing. And that did not sit well with her, right? Another person.
I'm surprised y'all ain't leave.
I had to get her hand and keep it moving because she thought about it, bro. Right?
Yeah.
So there's another fan. He was already drunk. You could tell he was drunk. He high-fiving the Eagles fans as they walking in. Then me and her walk in, and I looked up at him. I went like that, right? He went. I was like, yo. I was like, yeah. He said,
about Eagles games, because I'm a Cowboys fan, and I've been there as a Cowboys fan with a jersey on and everything. Now, if you're in the bottom level, if you're like mezzanine to first level,
that's where we were.
Then you can be safe.
Yeah,
you're in the upper levels. Another team jersey on. There's a very good chance that you're going to get into a fight.
Yeah. You gonna get disrespected. I mean, they ain't got nothing to hold on to. They took it. They don't give it.
Assaulted.
Yeah.
You are a boxer, and I'm sure some people, they know that. So you have a better chance of being left alone.
Last story, I guess. I was walking in, and there was somebody behind me that was going to do something to me. Mm-hmm. And he was whispering to somebody else because I got a brown shirt on. And he was whispering to somebody else what he was going to do. There's a guy next to him that says, hey, man, I wouldn't do that if I was you. And the guy, why not? And the guy said, trust me, I've seen his videos. I wouldn't do that if I were you. And then so the guy didn't do what he was going to do. The other guy, of course, he came up, what's up? Took a picture, all that kind of stuff. He said, hey, man, it was somebody behind you that was about to do something to you. But I told him, that's Shawn Porter. I don't think you want to do that. And he walked off. So, I think we was even about to get something along the way to getting in there. So
what would have happened, Shawn, if said guy tried to follow up on what he was Shawn would
have got his ass whooped.
I got between me being me and also having my wife with me, I'm already a diffuser in life. I'm a peacemaker. All right. So enough said. But anybody who gets extremely belligerent with me, you got to get me there. But once you get me there, it's like there's nothing else that I can do. You got me here. So is there a pause? And that I feel like there's a pause needed for that. All right, I'm good. All right.
Hey. Hold on, Na'im. You ain't getting away from this, okay? Me and Shawn, the white boy right down there at the bottom.
Yes.
We got an ass whooped by Shawn about 2 months ago. So you owe ass whooping. Everything. I went after them, Na'im. I wasn't a bitch about it. I think I probably stole the first round.
Did you see our sparring? Did you see our sparring?
Y'all sparred.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't see that.
We'll send it to you.
And you got your ass kicked.
Now Shawn's being, or excuse me,
Shawn was going first round.
Shawn's being extremely easy on me, but I think Antt is underrating some of my work in the fight. So, but that's just me.
Who lost?
Hey, Antt, did you win the first round?
Yeah, I won the first round. Better
be a Bivol style, just activity.
Yeah, I was on his ass. I was on his ass. You got to go get a killer. He wasn't about to just come whoop my ass. Okay.
It was 3 rounds.
No, I can't make it 3 rounds. Now, come on, 2. I had 2. I had 1.5 in me.
He would not have made 3 rounds. We did 3-minute rounds. He wouldn't have made 3 rounds. I'm feeling bad right now just thinking about how it would have gone.
Hey, the second round he could put me down if he would have hit me with one. Could have put me down.
I would. That's my guy. I wasn't gonna do it.
I would have to go with. I would have to hit him in the nuts. Give me a break.
But now we gonna fly you in, and we gonna make it happen. We might be able to make it happen November 2nd, if you're interested.
What fly me in for what? I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Yes, you do. A sparring session, bro. 2 3-minute rounds. Me and you.
So on November 1st, I'm being honored by the NAACP in my hometown.
Okay.
I'll still be in Jersey on the 2nd. So otherwise, I will come fuck you up.
I get it. I get it. But we're doing this once a month now, so maybe December we'll see.
Hold on. I work on weekends, man.
No, we don't have to do it on the weekends. We could do it Tuesday.
Okay.
Thursday. Yeah. We'll figure it out. Just get ready. Start getting ready.
Okay. I've been in the gym.
Oh, okay.
Stay in the gym, okay? Stay in the gym. We gonna have to make something happen. November 2nd, we got an event right here in Las Vegas at the Radiant Studios warehouse. And we are doing the WBGC event. We're doing a WBGC event, but we will also have a ring there. So we may utilize the ring. Terrence Crawford will be in town. Showbiz, the adult will be in town. Boxing Fanatic will be in town. Apparently now won't be in town. I won't be getting the ring with any of those guys, I'm pretty sure. But we want you guys to take a look at that link below and order your tickets so you can come out and hang out with us, play the game, play against me, play against Terrence, and play against some of the other guys, and just enjoy a great night of gaming and whatever else the PorterWay Podcast has to offer you guys.
Yeah.
All that being said, let's get to this boxing thing. We're gonna build to the main. I want to go through, and we go through quick. We'll go through it quick. But I want to talk about some of these guys. That first fight. So I have something I really wanted to point out about this fight. Fabio Wardley, excuse me, and Frazer.
Fabio Wardley.
They just fought 7 months ago. Okay. We had 29-year-old in the ring against a 33-year-old in the ring. I think Fabio was like 9-0. And then
that was Frazer Clarke.
I'm sorry. Frazer Clarke was like 8-0 at the time.
Yes.
8-0 at the time. And then Fabio was 17-0 at the time. And so reason why I'm pointing that out, these guys, if they did this the way some of these other fighters are doing it, they're both elite at heavyweight. Both these guys could have fought against one another for a title, could have fought against one another for all of the titles if and when they were available. They ain't available right now. We already know what it is. But these guys, for them to take on one another and not have to, because we know you could orchestrate things differently in boxing, I wanted to salute them both, not only for the first fight, but 7 months later, coming right back and fighting against one another. The first fight ended in a draw. It was a banger. Both these guys took some shots. Both these guys did what they were supposed to do. And to come back 7 months later, but we got guys that win a world championship title by knockout, and we don't see them again for another 12 months. We don't see them again for another 11 months, 10 months. It ain't no reason, no excuse you guys can't get busy. These guys got busy again. And Zittel, I'm gonna come to you first because Fabio, right? He got the knockout, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that there was debris from that fight from 7 months ago that was present that caused, you know what I mean?
Say it again? Do I think what?
Do you think that the fight that happened previously 7 months ago, it was a banger? Do you think that there was debris from that fight that carried over to this match and the punch resistance was low for Frazer Clarke?
I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me to honestly say. Like, I didn't analyze their first fight all that much. And by the time we got to it on the card, I was so ready to see the main event. It's just all I really saw from that fight. And I know Wardley is rated in the top 10 at the bottom, near 8 and 9 in a couple of sanctioning bodies, but he just seemed more talented than Frazer Clarke, who was trying to just stick to the fundamentals with his hands up. And Wardley had that lead hand down and was a little more talented on the outside. And then he looped that right hand and caught Frazer Clarke, and Clarke didn't see it coming, couldn't recover. Yeah. You know, I didn't analyze the first fight well enough, to be quite honest with you, to tell you, if that's the case.
I don't think that that's the case, but I wanted your opinion as well. Obviously, you can't give it to me from that standpoint, but I just, again, while I'm telling these guys they need to be busier, I want to make sure that, hey, the number one thing you need to understand when it comes to being busy is you got to take care of yourself inside and outside of the ring. Things such as recovery, things such as taking the right supplements and the nutrition. All that stuff is important. If you want to come back 7 months in the heavyweight division and rematch against somebody that's just as elite as you are, and you get knocked out in the first round, I want to make sure that I'm not putting out the wrong information. And these guys are feeling like I can go every 5, 7 months and they're not healthy. You know what I mean? So I don't know how these guys did, how they took care of themselves and things like that. They both looked very fresh in the first round. It's the heavyweight division. One punch can end it. And that's what we saw coming from Wardley, man. But both those guys, man, I had both those guys in high esteem. And I was surprised when they fought the first time. I was surprised to see them going back at it 7 months later. So I was super, super excited about it. I got that off my chest. Let's move on unless anybody else got anything.
Well, what round did it end in?
First round.
Oh, it was first round knockout.
First round. Wardley caught him over the top, caught Frazer over the top in the first round. And then it just kind of
with the punch. He had like something wrong with his face, right?
Did he? I don't know.
Yeah,
it was like he had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, his face contorted in a way, right? And
yeah,
his mouth
was tripping.
Slanted or something afterwards. I
hope he's all right. I hate to hear that. I hope he's all right.
I mean, he got caught near the temple, up around here. So
his more than likely, I'm not a doctor, but his nerves probably loose. Right. I hate to hear that.
Right.
He had a fractured jaw.
But I'm telling y'all, in another year, Wardley is going to be that guy. He's a little bit of a Jared Anderson with more power. I think he's more seasoned, obviously much a little older, and I think much more prepared to become a world champion in the next year. So,
well, I mean, the knockout ratio is there, but you know, you're one of the first, you know, top commentators, I think, to really kind of be sold on him going forward. So
I was sold on both those guys. What is it about Wardley?
Well, no, I just think I don't know if the boxing world is sold that he's beyond the domestic level, like a Dillian White, like a Derek.
Oh
Chisholm.
yeah,
You know, I think people know he's definitely a good, you know, burgeoning British heavyweight. If he's really a threat to become champion of the division, I feel like you're one of the first guys you know.
But look at us over here in the States. We go from NABO to a WBO. Like that's our maturation process is this. Over there, they go after those British titles and things before they go to the world level.
The EBU.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. What and was he 10-0 now?
18-0, one draw.
I'm sorry. I keep getting their records.
And I think I got it up here. He's 9th with the WBA and 8th with the WBC, 12 with the IBF, and 8th with the WBO. So he's basically in the top 10 for all four at this point.
If and we could probably end on this, but if English fighters, if the English boxing community had more pull in the United States, we'd see more of them over here. That I believe was Eddie Hearn's purpose of launching the over here. Well, not just Joshua, but when he came over here and he tried to get US fighters and stuff like that. I know he's done fights in Chicago. I mean, he's done fights in some random cities,
Boston,
here in the United States, because he wants to have a foot in America. You got your foot in America, just bring those guys over here. It doesn't have to be the biggest show for you to bring them over here, or does it because of, you know, maybe because of the economic side of it. But I'm ready to see Fabio on the biggest stage. So,
hey, did our boy took the out this weekend? Our guy Ben, the Prince, what they call him, Prince Nassim.
What about him?
Did he take the out this weekend, falling out the ring?
Ben
Whittaker?
Yeah. What do you think? Now he took the out. He was he was losing that fight.
I didn't see.
Oh man,
was he losing that fight?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it wasn't going his way.
I didn't like the commentary. I didn't score the fight, but I didn't like the commentary. And I hate like critiquing those guys. But I felt like when there's and they did the same thing with Crawford. When there's an expectation and the expectation isn't being met, commentate based on what's happening in the ring. Don't commentate based on your expectation not being met. You know what I mean? The other guy was a really good boxer. It kind of is what it is.
Chapman.
Chapman I'm sorry, not Chapman. Cameron. Yeah. Cameron's a really good. He's a good boxer. It is what it is. Just because he don't have the accolades and the status of this guy, don't mean he can't get in there and go with him. You know what I mean? Like, kind of is what it is. I don't know if he was losing the fight, but I do know that he wasn't meeting the expectation of the commentary, and they made that very apparent. But when he goes over the ropes, and I analyzed this, it didn't seem
hooked him, right? He hooked him and fell back. See,
that's my thing. That's my thing is who goes on the ropes like that and leans that far on the ropes? You know what I mean? So, but I felt like
what was it? No contest?
Yeah, it ended up being a no contest. Yeah.
I don't understand what happened. He leaned on.
I think he actually had to settle for a technical draw.
Technical draw.
Right.
Yeah. So now he leaned back on the ropes and they flipped and basically both landed on their heads. Something like that, something crazy like that. They both landed outside the ring. On the
table.
Yeah, on the table, but outside the ring. 5th round.
10-round fight?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, 10-round fight.
My thing with Ben Whittaker has been even
on the cards, he was down 46-49 when the fight ended. Go ahead, Shawn.
Shawn, do you remember? Because he was a kind of a hot prospect towards the end of your run at welterweight. Josh Kelly, right? You remember Josh Kelly, Shawn? All right, so that's kind of what Ben Whittaker is reminding me of a little bit. Like when Josh Kelly was first getting on the scene, against at the prospect level, fighting what we deem lower level opposition. His talent would jump off the screen. He'd do all kinds of flashy, talented stuff that no doubt caught your eye. Yeah. But would it translate to the next level against veterans who are technically sound, fundamentally sound? Same thing with Ben Whittaker. It's good that he's had clips go viral. I know people like I think O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son, he helped make him go viral by being one of a couple of celebrities would share his clips. Some of that showboating stuff he did in his early fights, it had him get a lot of attention, and the talent's undeniable. And the guy won a silver medal, I believe. So the talent
he won a gold medal.
Did he? I thought he won a silver.
I commentated him at the games. He won a gold medal.
Got
him winning the gold against Cuba, I think. I could be wrong, but go ahead. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I almost want to double check it real quick.
Double check that,
Zittel.
You can correct Zittel.
Hey, Shawn,
he got a silver.
He got a silver.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't remember. Did he lose to Cuba? Who did he lose to?
Let me see. I can't remember who his gold medal match.
Hey, why you keep going? You're just trying to get him caught up, huh?
Or Russia? It's Cuba or Russia?
He lost against Arlen Lopez from Cuba. Yeah.
I just want to make sure y'all know that I know what I'm talking about.
That was the bounce back.
Exactly.
But it's the definition so far early in his career. Not saying he can't change this narrative of flash over substance. Just to put it as simple as possible, like very talented. Speed, head movement, reflexes, a lot of gifts, but not fundamentally or technically sound. And so a guy like Liam Cameron, not as talented as he is, able to catch up to him by being a little bit more fundamentally sound. And so that's what he's got to work on going forward. And when he would showboat in some of those fights, it would go the distance. His opponent would see the final bell. When a Floyd Mayweather against a fighter with the last name Cooper, he had a long mullet. Floyd, I remember him styling on him and stopped him in a round. If you're going to be doing all that styling on the guy early on in fights where it's designed for you to get the stoppage, it's not a good look when it goes the distance, But, very talented fighter, but so far early in his career, a little bit like what's happened with Josh Kelly, a little bit of flash over substance. So
you think
go ahead now.
Do you think the judges will penalize you for doing that? I know a lot of judges, especially these older people, they don't like, and the refs too, they don't like the show.
They are old. So they are old as shit.
Yeah. If it's a round that could go either way, you think they would give it to the opponent because of the showboating?
It depends on the fighter, I think. If the fighter is showboating, but he's getting off and the other guy can't deal with it, he's getting the rounds. If the guy is showing off and he's still getting hit and things of that nature, I think that depending on what that name is that's in the ring, depends on whether or not he's going to get the edge on some of those rounds. A fight like that we just saw the other night, on TV, they had him losing the fight. I wasn't sure if he was losing the fight, but I can't imagine around the ring they had him losing the fight because that's not the name, that's not the attraction, and that's not what we were told was going to happen in the ring on fight night. So kind of is what it is. But listen, real quick on this. I felt like while I was watching this fight, I was watching Caleb Plant versus Trevor McCumbee, where you had one guy that's so fast, so sharp, but he keeps getting touched and he keeps getting broken down. And I think where the separation is between those two fights, Caleb has been through enough in and out of the ring for him to be mentally tough to weather the storms that came his way from McCumbee, where we saw that Ben Whittaker not mentally tough, and it got the best of him when he goes over the ropes. The thing that clicks in his mind is stay down, and I think he stayed down for good reason. Even if he didn't feel like he was losing the fight, he knew that this guy was handling everything that I had for 5 rounds, and I don't want no more of that. You know what I mean? So I want to see these guys rematch because in order for Ben Whittaker to continue on the path that he was on, he has to decisively beat Liam Cameron. So I expect that to be the move for both these guys moving forward. But I'm worried for the kid because I don't know. Like you just said, Zittel, that substance is much, much stronger than that flash. So if he comes back to the ring with a little more substance and even more flash than he had the other night, because he started to not operate as himself. That's because of this right here. So, and also this, we got to look at this too. So,
Shawn, he remind me of the kid that used to train with you, the flashy kid.
You talking about
took the out kind of the same way, remember? He slammed dude out the ring.
You talking about Montana, right?
Yeah, Montana Love.
Yeah.
He kind of did an out like that too when it wasn't going his way in the fight.
Of course, I thought about that too. Yep, of course, I thought about that too. Let's move on. Hey, yo, real quick, I just want to shout out Chris Eubank. Did what he was supposed to do, but I think this was the first time I actually saw flashes of his dad. And Zittel, I definitely want to hear your perspective. I saw some flashes of his dad the other night, and his dad really wasn't on my mind until the way he was delivering some of them shots. I was like, yo, he looked just like his dad. Like, I was pleasantly surprised the other night. So I just want to salute him. I actually thought he was gone. He made another trainer change from Bo Mack to Jonathan Banks. I thought before the change to Bo Mack, I was like, I don't think he got much left to get again. Didn't really look like it. He came back with Bo Mack, knocked out, I think it was Liam Smith. He knocked out Liam Smith. I'm like, okay, Bo Mack, you made that. You helped him get there, you know. Mm-hmm. But to see him make another trainer change in Jonathan Banks, I know Banks' pedigree, and he did what he was supposed to do against who he was across the ring from. But I just wanted to salute him real quick. That's the most I ever seen him look like his dad. And when you have a fighter who has the pedigree, comes from the pedigree that he comes from, that's what we all want and expect. We expect you to look just like your dad. And for the first time, I actually thought he did.
Yeah, I always thought he definitely inherited some good gifts and talent from his father. His dad, as you remember, Shawn, was sharper in terms of his distance control, knowing what shot to let go at one time. He had a better backhand than Chris has, you know, in terms of the straight right hand. But but Chris, Chris Jr., one thing he's always had that shows off that talent in his arsenal. He loves to throw the uppercut from a range where most fighters won't throw it. He loves that setup off his up jab and then ripping uppercuts behind it. I thought his punch selection was very dynamic and creative. And again, he's great at ripping those uppercuts, fast hands. His undoing is just some flaws, some holes in his game. Whenever Szeremeta would try to, he got caught with the right hand at the end of round one, did Chris Eubank, but he still pulls straight back and doesn't really do a whole lot out of that position. When you make him go back, he turned his head to the side a little bit, which is you see, old school Mexican fighters like Barrera used to do that, but they did it a lot cleaner. They'll turn that head and roll the shot. Right. But like Shawn's doing. I don't know if they can see it on the podcast, but he sometimes he was in no man's land when he would go straight back. And then he's there in between punches. And then some of his fights get ugly because he always winds up clinching on the inside. He's never comfortable in that phone booth area, tightening it up and just staying there. He wants to, and he winds up doing that a lot because he loves that uppercut. So he'll have his distance off that jab. And that's what I'm saying. His dad was a lot better with his distance than Junior is, but he'll have you on the end of the jab. He couldn't miss with the jab against Szeremeta. And then he rips the uppercuts behind it. Now you're giving up that range off the uppercut because, you know, you got to be a little closer off the jab to land it. And then he just winds up kind of smothering his work after that. And it makes it a little ugly. But, you know, he is what he is basically at 35, a talented but flawed fighter. And the question is, Conor Benn sitting ringside probably licking his chops with his right hand. Conor Benn loves to wing that right hand. And Eubank was vulnerable for it. That's why he got hit in this fight. The question is, can Conor Benn, who is younger, can he somehow be the same fighter going up from 147 at whatever weight they'll fight at? If he can accomplish that, I think he might be able to beat Eubank because he is open for that right hand that Conor Benn loves to throw.
And did you see Conor Benn get in the ring yet?
No.
Oh, you ain't see it. You ain't see it.
What happened?
That's the only thing I want to talk to you about, man. So Chris Chris knocks out his opponent.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's that? Yeah, he knocked him out.
6 or 7
in the 6th round. In the 6th round. No, I'm sorry, in the 7th round. Knocked him out in the 7th round, and it seemed like immediately. It seemed like Conor Ben got in the ring, and I'm thinking like, where's your team at? He got in the ring and he pushed Chris Eubank.
Okay.
And then they started going back and forth. They broke it up. You know how that whole thing go. They had the microphone in between them, and of course, Conor Ben called him out. The dads have had some history in the past in England, so it's a big English fight. But I think it's a fight that I even myself personally would really want to see, because both these guys are like, Conor with all of the PED situation. He's been out of the ring for a little while. Even when he just came over here recently, it was like, you look like you, but you don't look like a good version of you. Right. And then, Chris is where he's at now, and it's like, this actually is an interesting fight. So I just wanted to hear what you thought about him jumping in the ring.
But I was thinking, does Chris waste his time with Conor, or this is his last shot at winning the world title at middleweight? Because he's right there.
This fight is bigger than the title, right? Right, Zittel?
It is. Oh yeah. Especially given the landscape of title holders at 160, and 160 is considered one of the weakest divisions in boxing right now. So he'll definitely make more money fighting Conor Ben than Janibek or Carlos Adames or Erislandy Lara.
Way more.
Speaking of that, I'm not gonna say too much, but there might be a belt coming to the family soon.
Yeah, that's what's happening. I love that.
Give me a world title. Getting a world title shot.
Hey, real quick before we move on to the main event, and we're gonna have Lonnie B come in as well. I just want to salute Skye Nicolson, another win. And I think the only thing we want to see from Skye Nicolson is some power. We want to see her sit down, get away from that amateur style just a little bit, and sit down on some shots. I could be wrong, Zittel, and I'm coming to you with this one, but I think if there were 3-minute rounds, she would actually get away from that amateur style a little more and sit down on shots. Or be forced to. Yeah.
She's winning all her fights relatively easy by turning. She's very good at what she does, but she does only do one thing, and we haven't seen her have to fight in the pocket.
She looks so good doing it. You got it. She looks so good doing it. But it's a small but.
Well, okay. I got the Simps Super Bowl of boxing. Move up to 130 and fight Alicia Baumgardner. This is you got guys simping over Skye Nicolson, simping over Alicia Baumgardner. It's the Simp Super Bowl at 130. Undisputed.
I can't disagree with that. I don't think it happens. I think they're gonna all respect, and I don't know who's working with Skye, but I got a feeling they're gonna keep her safe for as long as they can.
I would pick Baumgardner in that fight.
You gotta pick Baum. Yeah. She's the older, more experienced, just as fast. Has a better style, has the timing to and can break you down to the body. I mean, I think everyone favors Baum over Skye. However, Skye very fast, very elite. I've enjoyed watching her for a long time. I got to commentate her in the Olympic Games as well as Ben Whittaker. So I've been abreast of her for some time. So
very confident, bordering on and there's nothing wrong with that. Cocky fighter and really good at long range, very rangy fighter, Skye Nicolson. So, but
cocky because you give her the time to be cocky.
Now here we go. This is the one.
Yeah.
Biggest fight, one of the best fights of the year, man, so far.
That was a really good boxing match.
Yeah, and no matter how you had it, man, hell of a fight from round 1 to round 12. You're good. The most impressive thing no one's talking about, Bivol went 12 with a killer.
Yeah.
That was the most. I think that's the most impressive thing I've seen all night.
Yeah.
Bivol going 12, but I don't know how you guys had it. Watching it, at first I thought Bivol, and then I started reading. Like, I don't know, Beterbiev, I felt initiated a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Won the championship rounds. Oh, I mean, a draw at the worst, but I got Beterbiev.
You had Beterbiev winning?
I mean, he was more. I like the action. I like the punish. He was punishing him with his shots.
Yeah.
He took it, but it was more action-packed. I mean, but I know this is a fight of this is a fight of what type of boxing you like. Because and that's what we've got in the boxing game. And I know a lot of people pissed off and hates it, but what type of boxing you like? You like the skill fighter? You like the punishment fighter? Shawn, hey, your style's more Beterbiev, where you fighting. He threw 1,000 punches.
You done, Antt?
I'm just saying.
No.
Y'all go ahead. Hey, we got people up there been punched by him. We got
so
Na'im.
you had Beterbiev win the fight.
Yeah, I got Beterbiev win.
You said could have been a draw, but you had Beterbiev win what? 7-5, 8-4.
Yeah, 7-5. It was close fight. Rematch.
Did you score it?
Rematch that bitch. No, rematch that bitch. I was enjoying the fight. Okay.
Nah, talk to us.
Go ahead now.
Dmitry Bivol. First of all, I gotta give a shout out to both fighters because this is the truly elite boxers that have pretty much ran through everybody that they've fought so far, and then you see that while they both 1 and 2 in the division. Bivol has a lot of skills, man. He's a very talented boxer. Beterbiev has the power. I felt like Bivol won at least 7 rounds. You know, he controlled most of the fight. And what you saying as he was punishing or whatever, I felt like he was fighting like he knew he was losing. He was a guy that was trying to get back in the fight.
Okay.
And most times I don't agree. Well, I don't say most times, but sometimes I don't agree with the commentating. But I felt like he was definitely down and needed a knockout to win. But, you know, he definitely hurt Bivol. You could see some of those shots, even though they weren't clean shots, they were affecting him. And you gotta give him credit for the power that he has and also the resilience to just keep fighting to the end of the fight. But it wasn't many clean shots. He was catching them with, like, you know, short uppercuts and, you know, the jabs and everything, but those punches were hurting him. So I wanted Beterbiev to win, but I felt like Bivol, you know, because there's a scoring system, he was the winner of the fight. But if boxing was like, you know, whoever's getting their ass beat at the end, like a real fight.
Yeah.
But that ain't how it worked.
Yeah. Hey, yo, I wish I was like I had the team, the thing,
around the horn.
Yeah, give y'all some points for this.
Yeah.
I would have been like, ding. Zittel on you.
2 different opinions already. Let's go.
Zittel on you.
Well, kind of similar sentiment to Antt. Upon my first viewing, I thought that Bivol clearly won the fight. You know, yeah. I don't know why I was talking like that, but you know, I had Bivol winning the fight clean on first viewing, but you know what? I picked Beterbiev along with Lonnie on the show last week, and sometimes in a really close fight, in order to not be biased, you may bend over backwards and score the round for the other guy to be like, okay, I'm not just gonna give a close round to the guy I picked. I don't want to be biased. So I rewatched the fight 2 times, damn near 3 times. Zero problem with the decision. It was a very close fight. And ultimately, the judges in a very close fight rewarded the aggression, the pressure, and the guy who maybe didn't land as clean as often, but hurt the other guy better than the other guy could hurt him. When Beterbiev had his moments, it visibly pushed Bivol back and made Bivol uncomfortable. And I'm not saying Bivol didn't land some sharp right hands and left hooks that got Beterbiev's attention. He did. But for example, one moment in round 7, Bivol was having one of his best rounds. He touched Beterbiev in the center of the ring very well. And to his credit, tried to follow up on it and really make something happen, really put a dent in this man. He gets caught with a right hand in the exchange. And in the next minute of the round gets away from him because of the power of Beterbiev. And another thing, you know, for anyone saying, well, the swelling is caused by his high guard, he's catching shots and you can't really score that. It's not a landing blow. I would disagree a little bit. That's you being penalized for not making the other fighter miss clean. You know, the high guard is a good defense, but that's what makes a Floyd Mayweather, a Pernell Whittaker, a Willie Pep so special defensively is they make you miss clean. They make you miss clean. So, you know, that's part of being penalized for relying on that high guard so much. Bivol, for as excellent as he is, doesn't move his upper body a whole lot. He uses his feet and he uses his high guard to catch everything. So yeah, upon first viewing, I thought Bivol outboxed Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev was desperate, like Na'im said. He felt he was behind. The corner felt he was behind. But watching it again, the rounds were close, man, and the judges rewarded the effective aggression in spots by Beterbiev.
I'm gonna watch it again. I felt like it could have been, Beterbiev is Muslim. The fights inside.
Could have been that too.
I said he got a little Muslim cooking. But I'm gonna watch it again now that you said that.
I'm happy Na'im said it and not me. So
Zittel, so the first time you watched it, what did you score the fight the first time you watched it?
16-12 Bivol.
And then the next 2 times you watched it, did you score the exact same both times?
See, that's the funny thing. I couldn't. Each round was so many rounds were close. I wasn't really scoring the 2 times I watched after. I just watched the fight 1 through 12, and I'm like, it's a very close fight, and the judges rewarded the aggressor a little bit. They gave the benefit of the doubt to the guy who was able to hurt the other guy better than the other guy was able to hurt him, and he outthrew him by about over 200 punches. And at the end of the day, the name of the game is clean, effective punching. But if it's somewhat close and the other guy's on the front foot and the other guy's pushing you back and the other guy's sometime outthrowing you 2-1, and even his arm punches and the shots you're catching, they're having an effect on you, that might do enough to sway it your way, especially if you're Muslim in a Muslim country like Na'im Lynn said.
All right. So the numbers had
Beterbiev
outgoing Bivol.
You're Muslim, right, Na'im? I want to know.
I am.
Okay.
See, so I feel comfortable to say that now because Na'im is, and he said it. So,
but Beterbiev, the numbers had him out punching Bivol.
I believe,
or outlanding.
No. Bivol outlanded Beterbiev by about 4 or 5 punches, but Beterbiev outthrew Bivol by over 200 punches.
By the way, CopyBox is trash. I never believe that shit.
I'm with you, but
that wasn't CopyBox, and I got a problem with that. That wasn't even CopyBox.
No, there's 2 different punch stats that are out there. There's the CopyBox, and then there's that thing, the Jabber stats.
What did Jabber? Do you know what Jabber saw? Do you know what Jabber showed?
It showed that Bivol landed the cleaner punches, but he was beaten in their other areas of aggression and. They got 3 or 4 categories. He won in the department of clean shots landed, but I think Beterbiev nicked him in every other department, which accounts for effective aggression and pressure and work rate and all these other things.
Lonnie B, give it to me.
First off, hey Lonnie, let him know. Let him know who you've been in there with. Let him know.
No, he came on last week. You ain't watched the episode.
I need him to let him know this week. Naeem's on here. Na'im don't know.
I told him to mute himself. Now you don't know how to. All right, there we go.
Hey, what's going on? Good points. I'm with Shawn on this one. I think Bivol fought a great fight. Like I'm not going, but my thing is this: you can't win a fight of this caliber having moments in fights. Like he fought in spurts. He fought not to get knocked out. He fought to survive.
Hey, Lonnie, turn your camera because I don't want to get flagged because you got right there. Okay. Yeah, perfect.
He fought to not get knocked out. He fought to survive. He tried in moments, but like Shawn said, when Artur hit him, you could tell sometimes boxing, when it's a close fight like this, in my opinion, I feel like boxing is about perception. It's about what looks better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you saw when Artur hit Bivol, sometimes he would go on the run for a minute before he threw a punch. And Artur, granted, he was throwing, he was missing, but like Shawn said, the judges, it looked like he wanted more, and obviously the punches are doing damage because he on that bike and he holding and he only fighting in spurts. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I think if Bivol would have fought more, I think he would have got stopped if he'd have fought more. And I think the judges seen that too. So I think he was trying to fight in spots and kind of trying to steal the last 30 seconds of the round. You know what I'm saying? But
I shouldn't have did this show with y'all today because y'all got me a little bit. Like y'all got me a little bit. I feel like I knew what I saw.
Like Lonnie coming later in the fight.
And like you said a lot of us hitting his gloves, but a lot of Bivol shots was hitting Artur gloves too.
Yes.
A lot of shots was hitting his gloves. So it looked good. It looked flashy, but it was hitting his glove. And that's why Artur was to come right back. I think the judges gave it to Artur because in those exchanges, when Bivol shots hit Artur glove, he's like, okay, but when Artur shots hit his glove, you see he went on that bike like, oh no. You know what I'm saying? So when you really, really sit down and watch the fight, I had Artur winning. Close fight, but I think the right man won. I do want to see a rematch.
Yeah.
He said he felt the power. He said Beterbiev had a lot of power, and he didn't complain about the decision. And that could have been because he felt he was getting his ass kicked at the end of the fight.
No, he don't speak good English, and so he don't know how to articulate. This is bullshit. I'll say it for him.
No, Shawn, but that 116, 112 was bullshit.
Yeah, no way better.
No way.
Yeah, that was insane. I had a 115, 113. Artur, as I'm watching the fight, I'm like, if Bivol let Artur win these last 3 rounds, Artur got it.
Yeah. I think that was the difference, the championship rounds.
Right.
He wanted it more.
Right. And he was trying to, and one round I thought Bivol was about to cough it up. I think it was the 10th or the 11th. Like I thought he was about to cough it up. Like, and I think that's why the judges gave it to Artur, because it was moments in the fight where Bivol was like breaking mentally, and you could tell he was fighting mentally. Like, no, I can't quit. I can't, and get on that bike and then proceeded to survive.
Yeah, see, that's something that a lot of
Trinidad.
That's something that a lot of like general people don't see, but I saw that too, Lonnie, where we could see that Bivol was actually, it was like he was clocking out and then clocking back in.
Right.
And I get it. Like, y'all all want to see the rematch, and everybody wanted to see me rematch Keith Thurman, and everybody wanted to see me rematch Errol Spence Jr. I'm like, what y'all understand is that I'm glad the fight's over with. All right, I understand I can make more money in a rematch, and I understand that it'd be just as exciting, but I'm worried about my personal well-being. You know what I mean? I gotta keep it real with y'all, man. I don't want to see them guys rematch because I know what it's like going through something like that.
Right.
What we saw the other night, we don't see a whole lot of 2 guys, even though it wasn't all toe-to-toe, they both were using their style, and they both were being very effective with their style. We don't see that a lot in boxing.
Right.
We got usually it's one or the other. This style is just better than that style. This guy's just better than that guy. You know, it was like give and take the other night, man.
Right.
I had Bivol winning the fight 8-4. I had him sweeping like the first 5 or 6 rounds.
So
I think I had him up 5-1 after 6, I think. And I could have been just tripping, but here's my thing. I understood he's moving because Beterbiev is making him move, but he's also moving because this is what he needs to do, and he's creating the space that he needs not only to get away, but also to be effective when he comes back with his offense.
Exactly,
the other side of that, I didn't feel like Beterbiev had. I didn't feel like his aggression was completely what's the word I'm thinking of? Effective.
Dominant. Yeah.
Effective. I didn't think that I thought that while he called, there were moments where he clearly caused Bivol to move. Bivol took a couple shots, and even in the gym, we understand we can't get hit. If we get hit, we move.
Absolutely.
But upon moving, I didn't feel like Beterbiev was able to close the distance, get on top of Evolve, and all those sorts of things that you would expect from someone who needs to be aggressive like that. You know what I mean? I feel like anytime he had a moment, I feel like Bivol took that moment away from him. And there were only a couple times where he was able to capitalize on that moment. I felt like a majority of the moments that Beterbiev had, Bivol was able to take it away from him and control it and not allow him to capitalize on those moments. I had Bivol winning the fight 8-4.
Shawn, you know how me and Lonnie B were just agreeing on so much and everything was so wonderful for a minute there?
Yeah.
You're ready for all that to get out the window in a moment.
All right, go.
I don't want to see a rematch the most next. You know what I want to see next? David Benavidez against Artur Beterbiev.
Ooh.
Lonnie, me and Lonnie have had this argument for years. This is like a years long debate between me and Lonnie. Lonnie, Arthur's getting older.
Yeah.
His age in this fight.
Well, I think, and I'm not making excuses. I think he came off the surgery too quick and fought.
Yeah. Making excuses.
No. Listen. No, hey, listen.
He torn meniscus in his knee.
Right, I get what you're saying, but here's my thing. That's a serious injury, and you saw him coming off the injury that quick and fight. He still was dominant. He still was, you know what I'm saying? So That's why I would love to see a rematch. Like with him fully recovered, I would love to see a rematch.
I thought this fight was a little it was a good fight. There's no debate. They showed skill, will,
absolutely,
heart, everything. But I think Benavidez Beterbiev ends in a knockout. I think that fight is more explosive.
I do too.
I got Benavidez, Lonnie.
You got Benavidez?
I got Benavidez.
I don't.
Hey, Na'im, I'm nervous. And I'm a Benavidez guy.
I love Benavidez, but after seeing him in his first fight at 175 against a rugged dude, tough guy, but that guy is not on the level of Beterbiev, and I don't think that he's stopping Beterbiev. I think that he could possibly get stopped, if anything. But I think it would be an exciting fight for sure. You got two guys that are going to come forward and beat the hell out of each other. So I would love to see that.
And the thing is, and David Benavidez is an amazing fighter. I sparred with him, some of the best work I ever had, and I've been in there with Artur. I think it'd be a good fight, explosive. I think with David getting hit by smaller guys, and his whole career, and being there with Artur, that's like from jogging to sprinting 3 miles. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get hit that hard, and when you're not used to it, and David Benavidez he'll be too easy to hit for Artur with that style he got just standing there. Show me one person that stood there with Artur and survived. Like if Bivol would have fought more, he would have got stopped too.
Benavidez fight and got like Vaz. So I wanted to counterpoint it because that what Na'im said is what everybody says. What are you talking about? He couldn't stop a faded, semi-retired, coming off retirement Alexander Gvozdyk. How's he going to stop Artur Beterbiev? But you got to remember, Canelo, he wound up knocking out super middleweights and light heavyweights. His first fight above 154 was Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And Chavez Jr. went the distance. Chavez Jr. had been knocked out by Fonfara. So, by that logic, it's like there's no way Canelo could one day knock out light heavyweights or super middleweights. He couldn't even knock out Chavez Jr. But Chavez Jr. came to survive. Gvozdyk came to survive. And David's at the age of 27, like Canelo was when he first moved up, where you're entering your real prime. And as you grow into that weight, you're going to feel stronger. And whether it's Plant, Darrell, Andrade, Gvozdyk, these guys have all been moving away from the power. Beterbiev's going to come and bring the smoke. He's going to come forward, force meet and force. And I do think Benavidez is a puncher. Is he a Beterbiev puncher? No, but he's a puncher. And he's got 12 years of youth. He's got the hand speed advantage. I think Benavidez can pull it off, man. I really do.
Hey, Shawn, I kind of agree with you too, because Benavidez is really a big boy. He's really a cruiserweight. Right. Like he's really a big boy, so you might be on to something. If he could take Arthur's punch, I would agree with you because he's active, but it's so hard to go against Artur because when he get in a firefight and you probably can firefight with him for a round or two, but I can't see nobody, no matter what age he is, getting into a firefight for 6-7 rounds with him and being able to take that kind of blow and come out normal.
And at his age and everything that he's done, his punch resistance is still like respectfully and relatively high. Right. I just knew, like I said, yo, it doesn't matter that we haven't seen Bivol. So here's the thing, another thing with power, the delivery determines your power, like how much power you have. Bivol is not the kind of fighter that sits down on his punches and turns them over and delivers them with the force to create the impact of like power, right?
Right.
But I just knew that Beterbiev was gonna walk into something at some point, and we would see an effect of another elite light heavyweight punch hitting him, and that did not happen, bruh. I was like, yo, this dude still, he's an absolute problem for Benavidez. Absolute problem.
And Shawn, he didn't even budge. Them right hands Bivol was hitting him with will wipe guys off the face of the earth at 175 pounds. You know, he rehydrates like 190.
I look for these things, bro. He got hit with a right hand, and it was like, no, here's the Mack truck still moving. I'm like, yo, how is this possible? But yo, listen, man.
I got a story for y'all. I got a story real quick if I can. So I got a story.
Yeah.
I was in camp. I was in camp with him, and I got to like 2:30. Every time I go to camp with Arthur, I make sure I get big because I'm like, nah.
Damn, boy, you went up to 2:30?
Yeah, Sparky. They told me They let me know. I said, I'm going to get big. I'm sparring with Artur. I got to get big because I ain't going to be 175. Nah, he gonna break me in half. I got to get big. So I got to like 230. And you can ask Marcus, this trainer, I hit him with a right hand so hard. Like, you know, when the right hand sign, when you sit down and you turn on it, I was moving. I said, I'm going to run him into it. I'm going to run him right into it. And everything went perfect. It's like a shotgun went off. And you know, when you turn, you look up and I'm like, oh, he gone. He gone.
Yeah. You got there, you landed that right hand, got your space.
Like, and you turn around, Shawn, he like this. That's it. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm good. I'm like, I'm good. That's it for me. I'm good. This dude is the Terminator. I'm good.
That was the last camp with him?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Lonnie, you've been in there with both of them. How do you compare their power? David is a lot, I guess. I don't know.
Like David, David, of course he can. He got some pop, but it's the slickness. David don't look slick, but he is.
Okay.
Like David got crispy punches, like it's like a whip, like bah, 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 bah. And he put them together. His punk selection is amazing. He put them together just so you can't kind of predict what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? He overwhelmed you with a volume of crispy punches. Artur punches it's like an atomic bomb.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, whoa.
Damn.
But David Benavidez punches is like 9mm bullets. Pop, 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 pop,
Yeah.
pop, pop.
They add up.
They add up.
Like
there we go. They add up. You know what I'm saying?
Where you just gonna keep wearing you down?
Yeah. Keep coming. But he is kind of slick. He's slick because he a simple uppercut. You're like, where'd that come from? You know what I'm saying? Because being the fact that he stands so tall that David don't really move his upper body that much because he's so big and he's standing tall and he keep his hands high. He's really a slick big man. You like he'll slip something. You're like, where'd that come from? Now, okay. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. It would be, but like Shawn said, David is a big boy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if he could take Arthur's punch, then it's a different story. But I just can't see it. I can't see David being able to take that type of just beating on you. Look at Bivol. When he got hit on the glove, he like, oh nah. He got up out of there for like a whole minute, moving. You know what I'm saying? So I can't see David being any different. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't. And then being an easy target for Artur, with just standing right there in that big body.
Well, I think that's why I want to see it. I think they're tailor-made for each other in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're willingly obliged to go to war, basically. And Benavidez will have to punch in between Beterbiev's punches, take advantage of him coming forward, use that youth, use those fast hands, and then Beterbiev just be Beterbiev.
But just like Shawn just said, when he saw Bill hit him with that shot, Shawn said the Mack truck is still coming. Would that psychologically mess David up? Like, whoa, I'm used to people, even Vosnik. His last fight, he was hitting Vosnik with some shots.
Mm-hmm.
And David ended the fight laying on the ropes. And if you watch the fight, when the bell rung, the last round, he was like, oh. Like he looked like, yo, I'm happy this over.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for you. We waited on Bivol Beterbiev for about 5-7 years.
Yeah.
Did it live up to this question for Na'im? Did it live up to the bill? Did the expectation, did it hit everything for you, or was something missing?
I didn't know they've been waiting on this fight so long. I know
Been a long time, bro.
Only got what, 20 bouts?
Yeah.
So
we've literally been waiting on this fight for about 5
years.
About 5 years.
I mention the age thing because y'all keep talking about how he's so much older, but professionally he doesn't have that many fights, so he doesn't have the wear and tear. So and whereas Benavidez has 30 bouts, something like that.
29. Yeah.
29. So you got to take off a few years because and all of his fights ended in knockouts. So
but the thing is, you got to take into consideration all the amateur fights he had. Yeah, 300 amateur fights?
Injuries too.
But
that's not. But that amateur fights, that's not true. Like wear and tear though.
Wear and tear.
There's wear and tear because there's time in the ring.
Yeah, I get. But I get what you're saying.
No wars. No wars.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So he's not the average 39-year-old, but as far as it living up to the hype or what you wanted it to be, I thought it was a good fight. But But I will say that the Usyk and Fury fight was everything I wanted it to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait for that rematch. And also Benavidez and Plant, even though that wasn't a huge build-up, that fight was everything I wanted it to be. That was a great fight. So, no, it didn't live up to the hype, but it still was a good fight. But Fury, matter of fact, I don't even think it should be a rematch because Usyk got robbed out of a knockout in that fight, in my opinion. But
we had him down 6 times, technically.
My man was everywhere. All right, now so last one on Beterbiev and Bivol. Rematch or no rematch?
I think that I feel like Bivol deserves a rematch. You know, it was for all the belts. Both you guys undefeated, so he deserves it. Do I want to see a rematch? Not necessarily, because I would like to get to that Benavidez fight. You know, as a boxing fan, you hurry up. You want to just see that fight before it's too late, you know?
Yeah. And rematch or no rematch?
If I'm Benavidez, rematch. I need you to.
You mean Bivol?
Go through another war. And hopefully when you fight me, you get old tonight.
I hear you. I hear you.
Don't get old that night with Benavidez. That's a bad night to get old.
I hear you,
man. That night. Don't turn 40. Because that my man will go.
Lonnie B, what you looking at?
Rematch.
Yeah. It's time,
rematch.
Huh?
Bivol deserve it. Listen, I ain't a hater. He did extremely well. I think he deserves a rematch.
Yeah.
And Lonnie wants to be the lead sparring partner.
Nah, I'm good. Hey, listen, I'll pass on that one.
Hey, Lonnie, man, I had to
rematch. Did Bivol say he wanted a rematch?
No, he didn't.
I ain't mad at him.
I ain't mad at him.
Hey, Lonnie B, man, I appreciate you for joining the podcast again. We're going to get you in the studio, man. We're going to get you in the studio. Catch you on the next one, all right?
Yes, chat. Bro. You guys have a good day.
Lonnie. All right. New York, stand up. Go Yankees, right, Lonnie?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Shawn, I'll be realistic. Like, yeah, rematch probably should happen, but can we get it in April? Can we get it in the first half? Because Benavidez, first of all, even though I just talked up his chances against Beterbiev, he definitely could lose to Morrell. I favor him to beat Morrell, but that's an awesome fight in its own right. Morrell could pull that off. He's super talented, but I think Benavidez's experience will be a little bit of a key there. Morrell's only had 11 fights, but look, let Benavidez and Morrell handle their business in January. If this rematch is going to happen immediately next, can it happen in the first half so that by the end of 2025, Benavidez or Morrell gets the winner of this fight? Because that's what I want to see it.
Yeah. I like that. Now we're gonna let you go as well, and then we're gonna wrap up. But real quick, who you coaching? Look like a collegiate football coach.
Who?
You came in with the Nike and it all zipped up. You look like you got a clipboard sitting right next goddamn to you, waiting to go get on the field.
I need some bike shorts. Remember the little bike shorts?
I got some of them.
I'm about to hit this gym, bro. That's all. Not coaching nobody.
All right. What's next for you? Man,
we just on tour, bro. That's it. Touring. This coming weekend we'll be in Grand Prairie, which is Dallas, Grand Prairie, and Hard Rock, Fort Lauderdale. And make sure y'all watching my show. Assisted Living comes on every Tuesday night. BET.
You enjoying the touring? It ain't getting dry to you? You good?
As long as I'm making money, then it's a good thing, bro.
Yeah.
But it's different. It's getting different.
Is the crowd, well, here, let me pull you away from that. The crowd responding to you the way you want them to?
Typically, we've had a couple shows where the crowd was a little bit weird, but for the most part, I'm still doing my thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, I'm just getting older.
Yeah, of course.
Getting older,
of course.
So, the energy is different. It's tired. You want to talk about Tszyu? Is that for me to?
No. You're gonna get out of here. You gonna get out of here.
Hey, Shawn. Before every time I go to Zittel's, Na'im's show, I always get this. Na'im's married? I say, yeah. You sure? I'm like, yeah. Nah, he keep it real, man.
He found his niche. Like nobody else is in that lane. And that's why I got no worries when he's on stage. Yeah. I got no worries when he's on stage because I know he's in a lane of his own. That's what I like about Nas comedy. So
and I'm speaking for y'all. I'm getting to tell y'all why.
Thank you, God. But not when you go to Dallas, Shawn and co-sign me on this. If you like barbecue, Terry Blatz.
Yeah.
Blatz.
Terry Blatz. I'll text it to you. Okay. Terry Blatz. Hey, the big boxer fans up and they showed us a lot of love.
Yeah, straight up.
Official, bro. Best barbecue I've had.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah. Appreciate you for joining the podcast now.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thanks.
Later.
Yeah,
real quick, I want to
go ahead.
I'm just saying I want to cover real quick. I want to cover Tszyu versus Bakhram Murtazaliev. I had it earlier. Yeah, I had it earlier.
Say it one more time.
Murtazaliev. Murtazaliev. I got a couple days before I gotta hit it. Oh,
you calling the fight, so you gotta get this shit right.
I gotta get it right. Yeah. I can just
call
it Bakhram.
What were you calling it for, Shawn?
Fox Australia.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Are you like a citizen over there or something? You got an accent for us?
I don't have an accent for you.
Okay, all right.
They're working on getting me citizenship, so
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that a lie or is that the truth?
It don't even matter.
Bro.
It don't even matter. Hey, Zittel, break it down.
Well, I think Bakhram, little bit of a poor man's or a middle class man's, right? We won't say poor man's. The man's a world champion. Sergey Kovalev is one of the fighters. He reminds me a little bit of.
I can see that.
Yeah. Long arm guy, lanky guy for his weight class. Mm-hmm. And the power, we'll see how real it is, because in some of these fights on tape, these guys are getting zapped by his right hand and falling flat on their back. So he's definitely got some pop. Ultimately, defensively, I don't see a whole lot there defensively outside of his offense and keeping you on the end of his punches being the defense. And he's not, I think he is the weakest of the champions at 154. This is a loaded division. And I think Tszyu's getting his hands on the most beatable of the title holders. And he's not a master of distance control the way we just saw two Russian fighters in Beterbiev and Bivol. He's very good if he can keep you on the end of his shots, but he's not able to dominate you and keep you in range there at will the way Bivol and Beterbiev are. He had a very tough fight with Jack Clarke, and Jack Clarke is a tough veteran. He is, and he wound up stopping him, to his credit. But he was almost going life and death there with him a little bit, getting caught quite a bit, and his form deteriorated as the fight went on. It wasn't, even by the time he got the stoppage, it wasn't as sharp as how he started the fight. Tszyu should win the fight. Tszyu has more in his bag. He's a sharper puncher, a more compact puncher. Sharper meaning faster hands, a little bit more snap on each shot. He's got a little bit more life in his upper body. Tszyu's been developing some very nice pull counters. It's a fight. Murtazaliev will be there, and he is a threat. But Tszyu, who's pretty good, is getting the weakest of the title holders. He should be able to handle his business.
I agree. I hate calling fighters weak, but he would be considered the weakest link.
Relatively speaking. He'll kick
absolutely.
The shit out of me.
It probably would, and not me, but you.
No, but with difference there. You're retired. Let it go, bro. You're retired. You're 154.
But I mean, I have to mimic everything that Zittel just said. And then I'm gonna come to you with something else. I think that he beats Murtazaliev because he's the cleaner fighter. And I think that Murtazaliev is very, very limited once you get past the 1 and the 2. He has a hook. Yes, he can go to the body. But from what I've seen, he's not a rhythm guy where he's able to just find it and do it. He's very systematic, very robotic in terms of his nature in the ring. And for Tszyu, who has, as we like to say, a bigger bag, he can do more things, and that leads to him winning this fight. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight, especially not in the beginning, but I do expect Tim to start to lead off, probably around that 300-meter and finish the race by himself against Murtazaliev. All that being said, though, Antt, we had a really big fight between Tszyu and Fundora. Was that late last year?
That was March of this year.
That was March of this year. And you wanted the rematch, Antt. Speak on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got a war. Some people say the blood kind of messed up the fight. It was a very entertaining fight. If you look past the blood, because some people couldn't see past the blood, I thought it was one of the best fights of the year. It's up there for fight of the year. And I just believe in rematches. I feel like the PBC don't believe in rematches as much as Anthony do. But I believe in rematches. Or otherwise, or they setting up a Fundora Crawford, and then this fight, and then they fight for would it be undisputed at that point?
No, Fundora right now has the WBO and the WBC, and this would be for the IBF. So they'd still be missing the WBA title that Crawford won. Well, I get what you're saying. You're playing out a scenario where Crawford does fight Fundora, and then Crawford and Tszyu fight Fundora. I got you.
Yeah,
yes,
this is a mini tournament.
Yes.
So if we setting up that, then I'm okay with it. But otherwise, it's just like I do not understand how Fundora's fighting possibly, I don't know, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, and not fighting Tim Tszyu in a rematch, unless we're making up something down the road. But I guess that's boxing for you. You never get what you want. It's like the day that never come back.
Yeah. I felt like in some ways Fundora squeaked through with the win. The fight looked like it was gonna go one way and be one way until it could happen. But the other thing that I did see, to Fundora's credit and also to critique Tszyu, Tim didn't look like he knew what to do against a guy that's 6'5", 6'6", wherever the hell, 6'8", whatever the hell Fundora is. And Fundora figured out working behind the jab was going to work for that fight, and ultimately ended up doing that, and he was able to get through. I'm hearing more Errol Spence versus Fundora than I'm hearing Fundora versus Crawford. No surprise there for me.
Yeah, I think that fight is officially not happening.
Crawford versus Fundora.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. I told some people that needed to know that fight wasn't going to happen. You're not in the family. You're not. Even though you took out a couple of our guys, we still, we don't respect you enough, and we don't love you enough to put you in the ring against anybody if we don't have to. And in this case, we don't have to. So I think Crawford's going to be on ice until he figures out what he wants to do. And we'll see what that ends up being. This fight this weekend, I think, is going to be really good. Live on Prime, the first free fight on Prime. Coming Saturday night.
Tszyu was the first pay-per-view Prime and the first free Prime card.
There you go.
Doing big things.
And still staying busy, a guy of his status, we see once a year. So he's we probably see him 2, if not 3 times next year, if he's unscathed through everything that he goes through moving forward. But
my big question is, where is Errol Smith's trainer?
Especially
is Errol Smith,
I promise y'all, especially if he's fighting Sebastian Fundora. Yeah. Kenny Porter ain't a bad pick. I got to tell y'all, Kenny Porter ain't a bad pick.
So I got somebody for him. Kenny Porter, I don't think that
too much of that.
Too much egos.
Yeah.
But Coach Cal.
I'm not mad at Coach Cal.
I like Coach Cal.
I'm not mad at Coach Cal.
Who you guys out tell? You always got something.
Does it have to be out of the question that he can't bury the hatchet somehow with Derek and just go out, finish his career with Derek?
I pray for that. But when the courts are involved, don't call me, bro.
It's a wrap. Yeah.
If not Derek, I actually do like Shawn's pick there. Kenny was
Porter?
great at getting Shawn to fight taller guys, find the right angle to get inside to do what you got to do best. maybe Kenny would be a good pairing with Errol to help him get inside on Fundora. I don't think that's a bad suggestion by Shawn.
The other one I got,
and they know each other from the amateurs. They know each other very well.
I do believe that while there's probably no friction there, but there's just a level of pride, two alpha males coming together. I think that they would find a way to synchronize to make it work.
I mean, the respect's there. Your dad always referred to his parents as Mr. Spence and Mrs. Spence, and
yeah.
So knew him since he was probably a kid. So,
but also, I think something that Errol would need against a Sebastian Fundora, Kevin Cunningham, a coach who knows how to work with southpaws and get southpaw and southpaws
great suggestion.
Busy with their hands. Errol needs to be busy. He's an aggressive guy by nature anyway, so I think that that's a really good matchup too.
And he came close with Lubin. They came close to beating Fundora, even though Fundora got up from that knockdown and stopped Lubin. One of the most punishing fights a fighter's had to endure in recent years was Lubin in that fight, but Cunningham had Lubin in that fight. So not a bad suggestion, Shawn. It's like you've done this before.
How y'all like the young guy, the young little, not young little, but young guy in the game, Breadman?
Breadman is a guy, excellent, sharp coach. I don't know. I feel like Breadman is more of the boxer and boxer puncher coach. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much I've seen him with a fighter that have to construct an aggressive game plan and although it was his adjustment to Caleb Plant in the corner against Trevor McCumbee to stop fighting this fight in the center of the ring and get inside on him. So Bread's just a great boxer. He just knows boxing. So I wouldn't underestimate him.
Errol Spence, you got options, buddy.
Yeah.
You got options.
Yeah, for the percentage of the checks you make, yes, I think you'll find plenty of takers. So
we don't want to talk about percentages.
Right.
Yeah. All right. We're being told to wrap this up as we were doing before we were told to wrap it up. Real quick motivational message before we get out of here. Something I said the other day, and I want to mimic it right here on this podcast. I was talking to someone and I said, when they always say, don't forget where you come from, it's not a matter of the city that you're from, the block that you're from. That's not what that means. Don't forget where you come from. Redefine that in your mind. Where you come from is what your family has given you, what your parents have given you. Your foundation is where you come from. The integrity that you stand on, the respect that you extend to the people in your community and at your workplace, and the list goes on. The level of peace that you have, that derived your foundation from your family. That's when we say don't forget where you come from. I've never forgotten where I come from. Treat everybody like they like me. I treat everybody with the same love and respect that I would expect them to treat me with. And ain't because I'm from Cleveland, ain't because I'm from Northeast Ohio. It's because that's what my family gave me. That's my foundation. Don't forget where you come from. This is the PorterWay.